Early on, Jermell Charlo telling us he just needs to control the pace, has the skills, has the ability to get it done. But Alcine, BJ and Ray, as we've talked about, he is a former champion. He is a veteran, but he has walked into dangerous territory on a Halloween evening in the hometown of Jermell Charlo.
Well, Alcine is fighting a young guy in Charlo in his hometown, a guy who wants to become champion, a young, rough 25-year-old. And Alcine, I mean, the only guys I know who can be 39 is like George Foreman or Bernard Hopkins. And maybe me.
Yeah, I was going to say, there's got to be a third. I'm sitting next to another third that can pull that off.
You know, speaking of Halloween, Todd, I love the outfit.
Mercy.
Jeez. Beautiful left hook combination. You see the blurring hand speed that Charlo possesses, but you know the outfit, the white with the gold, with the pink with Charlo. I don't know, for whatever reason, it's really working tonight. I think it's a good look for the young 25-year-old with the hand speed.
Jermell Charlo bringing attention to breast cancer awareness here on October 31st in his hometown, the pride of Hastings High School, right here in Houston.
Sharp punches by Charlo.
Ooh.
Stop. Break.
Such speed on that right hand, and it's such a straight punch, Todd. He doesn't cock it. He doesn't bring his elbow up. It's just right on the money, and quickest way to point A to point B is a straight line, and Jermell Charlo's figured that out.
And what Charlo's doing is trying to find out what Alcine has left, and if he shows him nothing in the first round, he's going to be a lot more aggressive.
You know, both fighters have really good cornermen. Derek James, a former fighter himself out of Texas, and the other corner of Alcine, Hall of Fame fighter Buddy McGirt.
Buddy McGirt. Great
trainer. I had the pleasure of training with him in Vero Beach for a little while. Both guys really know the game of boxing, so two highly equipped corners from both fighters.
This one's scheduled for 10 rounds, 45 seconds to go here in round number one. BJ, a bit was made of the late arrival of Alcine. Do you buy into that? Is that something that was a mistake on his part?
You know, whether he recognizes it or not, Todd, I believe it was a mistake. I think you need to get to the place you're fighting with a good amount of time to get acclimated and get comfortable. And he got here, I believe it was Thursday morning at 6 a.m. And it's just it's tough to adjust and face a top competitor like Jermell Charlo when you're doing it on your body's not completely rested.
The speed of Charlo has been on display early here as Alcine still looking for an opening, still coming forward. And we will go to the second round live on NBCSN when we return.
Great combination by Charlo in the last round. You see the hand speed, we talked about it, but 5 punches there, Ray, and you know, nothing really landed too clean, but you see the speed and the ability to get those combinations off.
Oh yes, it's a big difference with the hand speed, and also it's like the life, because Alcine is a beat off. In other words, you see there, Charlo throws a jab and he's connecting right away.
But I think most junior welterweights, Ray, with the speed, most junior middleweights with the speed of Charlo are going to be a beat off in those early rounds, because this kid has really got some type of hand speed you're blessed with, not that you can develop.
No question about that. Great hand speed. Natural. It's a gift.
Absolutely. Just like you said earlier. And it's something interesting to me in the corner, Buddy McGirt. Look at the stance of Charlo. He's got a real wide stance there. And Buddy said, listen, shorten up here because it's difficult to get out of the way and punch whenever your feet are that wide. And I think it's just clear, concise, and good advice from Buddy McGirt.
Let's check in with Paul, who's standing by with Derek James in the corner of Charlo.
Hey, Todd, thank you, Derek. The very first round you've ever worked here with Jermell. How's he doing?
He's doing really good. He's staying composed. He's rushing right in every now and then, but he's doing great, man. Controlling the distance and the range. The guy can't really throw any punches. He's busting up with his jab.
You were pretty animated. It almost looked like you were boxing him during that meeting. What were you telling him?
Well, I was just telling him to keep his hands up high and stay composed.
We'll check back. We'll check back in the corner here in a little while, Todd.
Yeah. All right, thank you, Paul. Remember, his twin brother Jermell is 1 minute older, and he already has a title, so there is a little bit of sibling rivalry there, Ray, but they have said they will not fight one another if it comes to that.
Well, I can understand that.
Would you ever fight Roger?
I broke his nose a few times.
Oh, come on.
I did. I really did. I love my brother, but, you know, I got to do what I have to do what I have to do.
About 45 seconds ago, Alcine landed a very nice right hand on Charlo. Caught Charlo standing a little too straight up.
Good right hand by Charlo. Good, solid right hand.
You have to give Alcine credit, Ray. He does have command of this ring, and all that experience, he certainly has shown it tonight. A very fast opponent, but he's getting himself in a good spot in the ring.
But he's almost like a stationary target here because Charlo is able to land just a bunch of punches
right
whenever he comes in.
It's interesting, too, because in the fighter meetings, multiple times, Alcine told us we're going to see how he presents himself and how he introduces himself, his opponent. And so far, Charlo's shown him a lot of hand speed, so it'll be interesting to see the adjustments that Alcine and Buddy McGirt make over there in that corner in this third round.
Also, and again, watch the footwork of Alcine. I mean, his stance is so wide that he can't move and he can't attack.
And why do you think he's developed that? Is it a defensive posture?
That's what he was taught.
So we will be back with the third round here live on NBCSN. Back in Houston, Derek James in the corner of Jermell Charlo, who we heard moments ago, wearing a special shirt tonight following a PBC fight in Fairfax, Virginia 2 weeks ago. 23-year-old Pritchard Colon was hospitalized due to injuries sustained during his bout, requiring doctors to perform emergency surgery. In recent days, he has shown signs of improvement, but Colon faces a long recovery ahead. Our thoughts remain with Pritchard Colon and his family during this time, and we all hope for continued progress. Entire premier boxing community sending out their very best wishes, including my two world-class colleagues, Sugar Ray Leonard and BJ Flores.
You know, Tyler, what I got from Charlo that I don't hear too often from fighters is that he told me yesterday that he wants to build a great legacy. That means he wants to be great. He wants to be more than champion. He wants to set an example. And I thought it was very, very cool.
BJ, you come from a family of world-class athletes. Can you build a legacy, or is it that much harder when you have siblings that are equally or better at being athletic prowess?
Well, I think it makes it more motivating for Charlo because his older brother obviously is very good and he's a champion. So it kind of keeps him in that same presence, in that same company, to where if he's going to strive for greatness, he's got to look no further than to his side and see what he's got. And, you know, Todd, you could really hear the focus in Charlo yesterday. He's very dedicated to his craft right now. And I walked out of that fighter meeting looking at Jermell Charlo with a whole new level of respect. You know, you see guys like Floyd Mayweather who haven't drank alcohol their entire lives, have never smoked, have never done anything. The amount of dedication and hard work that it takes to get to where he is. Jermell Charlo's taken a page from that, and he's very serious about his boxing career.
Ray, you talk about some of the tough training camps that you had in your career, and those first 2 weeks, just getting yourself back into that kind of condition were absolutely brutal.
It was indeed brutal. Those first 2 weeks, your body's trying to get adjusted, acclimated to the time, the hills, the running. Oh, yes. I remember those days.
But then after those 2 weeks, the hands that were sweet as sugar were back on display.
Behind the head.
I absolutely love. Like, you see Jermell Charlo kind of creep into his right-hand side, creep into his back, but when he moves, he kind of steps over to his right. A lot of times, when he does that, it makes it so easy to land that right hand, and he just, like, triggers. I mean, he steps over to the right, and he shoots that right hand so nicely, setting it up with that little subtle foot movement that it's so very difficult to see, but it's very effective.
Jermell Charlo in the white trunks telling us yesterday he wanted to control the pace. And Ray, has he done that? Has he controlled the pace so far in these 3 rounds?
Without question, he's controlled the tempo and the pace of this fight. That was a good exchange from both fighters with left hooks. They didn't land, but it was kind of a grazing punch.
30 seconds to go here in round number 3, BJ. And look at this, Alcine wobbled just a little bit, looked off to his side. Are you surprised that Charlo didn't jump on that?
No, because he hit him with a good left hook on top of the head. Those equilibrium shots a lot of times are the ones that damage. But, you know, another good right shot, good right hand by Charlo.
10 seconds to go here in round 3, and Charlo coming alive. live in front of his hometown fans. We will go to a fourth round after this.
Time.
Saw a lot of speed in the first 2 rounds, but here we see some power from Jermell Charlo. Beautiful lead left hook on the top of the head. Definitely affected Alcine and wobbled him there.
At the start of round number 4 here in Houston, Charlo versus Alcine as we check in with Eric Raskin here early on. Unofficially, Eric, how do you have this one?
I have Jermell Charlo ahead, 3 rounds to nothing, 30-27. This is a real easy fight to score so far. The difference in reflexes is just so obvious and is making all the difference in the fight. The 25-year-old's reflexes against the 39-year-old's reflexes. I've got it a shutout so far for Charlo.
Ray, do you think that Joachim Alcine has the tools to change up his MO if he needs to after taking a shot like that to Charlo?
No, it's going to get worse. It should get worse for Alcine because Charlo will be breaking him down.
Yep.
He's starting to go to the body. He's coming up to the head. It's just a matter of time that he gets Alcine out of there.
Ray, the only thing I'm seeing that could save Alcine is the use of that left jab that we just saw like 4 or 5 times in 10 seconds there, you know? And Buddy McGirt's pleading with him in the corner, hey, you know, use the left jab, and he's a champion using some of that experience and using it. That could save him a little bit here, Ray.
You're right, BJ.
Ray
But he has to continue to use that.
Absolutely. He's got to be consistent with it.
Ray talking about a matter of time. It may be father time that might be the big determining factor tonight. Remember, Alcine comes in and just a slip there.
Come here, come here.
Do you see how Charlo takes that little step over to his right-hand side and cuts the distance off just a hair, and that puts him in so much better range to land that right hand. I haven't seen him miss a right hand, Todd. He's very accurate with that punch.
39-25.
Come on, baby.
And let's check in quickly with Steve Smoger. Steve, you've been around the fight game for a long time on that slip with Charlo.
Good call by referee John Shirley. He's a veteran. That was indeed a slip. It wasn't precipitated by a punch.
All right, thank you, Steve. Good to have you here sitting ringside. John Shorley with 23 years of experience in control of this fight as the referee. Wow, Ray, you love that body shot.
I love that shot to the body. That's bread and butter. That's bread and butter, without question, Todd.
So, BJ, Jermell Charlo has shown that he has the jab, that he has the speed, the combinations, but when you mix in a body shot like that, I looked over at Ray when that came over, and Ray had a smile on his face because he didn't get hit with it.
No, Ray had a smile. I was wincing because I was feeling for Joachim Alcine. That beautiful right hand there, those body shots, that's going to have this fight over pretty soon.
Yeah.
Fight.
Alcine complaining to Shorley, and Shorley says, hands up, fight. Final 10 seconds here, round number 4. A big round for Jermell Charlo here in Houston.
Break. Hey.
And let's take a look at some of the things that happened in the last round here. Nice right hand by Charlo on the top of the head of Alcine. Definitely got his attention. Landed many right hands in that round. And then later in the round, connecting with a nice left hook, moving Alcine back. This right here, definitely a slip by Jermell Charlo. The referee ruled it correctly. Kind of lunged forward there and just got pushed. Lost footing there. And then a headbutt. Both guys clashed heads there, and looked like Alcine got the worst of it though, guys.
So here we go, the start of round number 5. It's the PBC live on NBCSN alongside Sugar Ray Leonard, BJ Flores, and Paul Burmeister. I'm Todd Harris. Glad to have you with us. Steve Smoger and Eric Raskin joining us also ringside here in NRG Arena. And it looks like Jermell Charlo picking up right where he left off. Ray and BJ, he ended with a flurry in round number 4.
Well, Charlo now is starting to land that right hand, and trying to put the combinations together with his left hook. I think he's starting to break him down. Seems like Alcine is starting to break down, but he's such a clever veteran.
Yep. And the left continues to find its mark. Look at the punches thrown. 167 now for Charlo to 110 for Alcine. And When you're landed 76 to 15, BJ, you do not want to be on the losing end of that one.
Yeah, like my good friend from London likes to say, those are good numbers right there. You know, those are the kind of numbers you like when you're in the Jermell Charlo corner. He's just, you know, Todd, he's really setting everything up nicely with the jab, and you know, it's just so simple. When you get that punch going, everything works, and he's another prime example of that.
Alcine is taking some pretty good shots here. I mean,
yep.
He's very, very durable. I wonder what happens if he goes to the body.
44 professional fights for Joachim Alcine in his career.
Check that, beautiful shot.
Ray, I know exactly what will happen if Charlo goes to the body. Alcine won't be around for too much longer because it's hard enough just to block and withstand those headshots that he's taken. But when you mix in a steady dose of body attack with those headshots, it wouldn't go much longer. But, you know, you got to give credit to Alcine. He's shown a lot of toughness and using his experience.
I give Alcine a lot of credit, but I tell you, Charlo is really, drilling some shots to the body with power.
Alcine answering back, scoring some points to the midsection. Body shots to Charlo. But there it is again, the left, and then the big overhand right by Jermell Charlo.
I love how accurate Charlo is with his punches. He sits back, he relaxes, he uses his jab, and then when he sees Alcine just a hair off balance, he makes a move and he shoots punches that he's sure will land and connect with power, and it's just a great way to be effective as a professional.
I see a punch that Charlo can throw is a double left hook.
Charlo misses early on the left, but comes back and connects on the right. During that last break, complaining to John Shirley, tell him to watch out for the headbutt. Oh.
Fighters like Alcine, you got to go to the head, they go to the body with the left hook.
And for people who don't realize the toughness of Alcine, he beat David Lemieux a couple years ago in a decision. So very, very tough fighter.
5 rounds will now be complete. We are halfway through a scheduled 10. We'll be back live on NBC after this.
Seconds out. Seconds out.
You
with me?
BJ, that's exactly what they're talking about.
A good combination. Derek James told Jermell Charlo, hey, keep stepping to your right. He's not going to make an adjustment to that. It's something I noticed a few rounds ago and just really puts him in range for the right hand. And that's his best punch, Todd.
James Buddy McGirt in the corner of Joachim Alcine, telling him early in the break, if you don't show me something, I'm going to stop this fight. Taking care of his fighter, and this might be the time. This might be the time.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Stay there. Come here, come here, come here, come here, come here, come here.
Alcine had a smile on his face, but he needed all 10, and now he's going to come back. He's going to need to do it in a hurry here, BJ.
Big right hand by Alcine a second ago.
Ray, this is called letting your hands go.
This is when you pick your shots, be accurate, shots to the body, to the head. This should be just a matter of time here. Yes. Great shot.
I got you.
Charlo with precision. 2 lefts and then the right.
No, he didn't.
That was a good shot.
Oh, followed by another good shot. Alcine's in trouble.
Fight's over.
Alcine is in trouble, and surely seen enough. That is it.
Beautiful.
Gave it a good try.
That's the way you stop a fight.
In a good stoppage by the referee, Charlo had him in trouble. Alcine was battling back. Buddy McGirt saw up in the corner and advised the corner to step up and stop the fight, and I couldn't agree more. Great performance by Charlo.
Charlo, beautiful, beautiful display of boxing.
Hey. Hey.
And Alcine has nothing to be ashamed of, guys.
Nothing.
He came in at 39 years old, gave a game effort, took a lot of shots, and even hit Charlo a few times, and definitely got his attention. So Alcine gave a game effort.
After he took the 10 count, You saw him have a little bit of flurry, had a little success momentarily, but it was the onslaught of Jermell Charlo, the combinations that came, and he put Alcine in a bad place quickly. And you said it, give credit to John Shirley doing a great job recognizing that, as Alcine just did not have the legs. He wobbled up against the ropes, and Shirley stepped in and shut it down. Let's go back, guys, here earlier in the round, and this was the knockdown.
And the beautiful right uppercut that Charlo landed. He continually landed the right hand throughout the entire fight, but mixing in that right uppercut gave Alcine a different dimension and another look, something he hadn't seen yet before, and more of the same. Right uppercut again. Beautiful shot from Charlo, getting his man in trouble. Now we take a look at the end of the fight here. Good stuff from Charlo. He's got his man in trouble. More work from the right side. Alcine still affected from the first knockdown and just unable to gain control of himself.
Great performance by Charlo. I mean, he just turned it up, got his man in trouble, took advantage of an opportunity. A lot of punches, great punches and bunches. Didn't let up at all. Good clean shots too, by the way.
Yeah. And Ray, as a corner man for Jermell Charlo, Derek James has got to be happy the way his fighter finished that fight. So Jermell Charlo sends the fans home in Houston very happy, and he runs his record to 27-0. Picking up the stoppage here in NRG Arena on Halloween. The home crowd, including his twin brother Jermall, cheering him on as the finish comes. We'll have the official word when we return to Houston. Back in Houston, live on NBCSN, Jermell Charlo's first stoppage victory since October of 2013. His previous 4 fights were won by unanimous decision, but he gets the stoppage here against Joachim Alcine, the former champion, in front of the hometown fans and his twin brother Jermall.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee in charge, John Shirley, waves off the bout at 1 minute 21 seconds of the 6th round for your winner by way of technical knockout and still undefeated from Houston, Texas, Jermell Iron Man Charlo.